to bad legal marketing, because there are people out there who need your services. They've been injured. Some sort of injustice has been done to them, and they need your law firm. But marketing your law firm is a tricky business. Facebook ads are getting more expensive. Google is becoming less and less effective. So how do you get your message out to the right people? Well, the answer to that is live streaming. Live streaming is more popular than ever, and it creates the type of clients that you want to serve. So today, I'm going to be talking about the live streaming strategy that you need to employ in your business to get more clients and the type of clients that you want to serve. Welcome to the show. It's the business of live video. My name is Owen Video, and you can give me 5. That's right. Type 5 into the comment section now. That is how we say hello on this show. It's kind of like a calling card. It's like the bat phone is what that is today. And we've got a big show for you today. We are going to be talking about how to position your business as the premier choice in your marketplace. We're going to be talking about how to craft your message so that people actually are reaching out to you and they're the right types of people. And we're going to show you how to do that by creating a simple live video podcast where you can be the expert once a week, once a month, and really generate a ton more leads. But the first thing that we like to do whenever we start a show is we like to give away some free gear. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start today by giving away a Rode PodMic Cardioid microphone. This microphone is perfect for live streaming from a desk or for hosting a video podcast. And it even features an internal pop filter so that you can minimize your P's and your S's. It's a really cool feature. It also comes with its own desktop stand that will attach virtually anywhere while staying out of your way so that you can continue to work. It's normally $100 online, but you can get this microphone for free. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. Just go to epiclivevideo.com and start a free account or upgrade your existing account with Restream. Restream is the perfect solution for any lawyer or legal professional to start a live stream show. And we like Restream because it's easy, it's effective, but it also features a load of added different features like multicasting. You can use it with Zoom and other softwares. You can go live on multiple platforms all at one time. Plus, Restream empowers you to look super professional when you go live. You get this dashboard with tons of cool features on the side. You can even record. You've got these buttons here that switches up the screen, makes it look ultra professional. We're using some of these today. You've also got these default graphics, but my favorite out of all of this, because I'm a little bit of a numbers kind of nerd, is you get all sorts of analytics that will tell you if your live stream is even working or not. So you can get started for free at Restream with Restream at epiclivevideo.com. Just go to epiclivevideo.com. Start your free trial, your free version. It's actually not a trial, it's a free version. And upgrade to the bigger plan if you're ready. If that's something you're ready to do. Either way, you'll be entered to win the microphone. Let's welcome our live audience watching us all over the web. How are you guys today? I want to see who's out there. I'm sporting the new mohawk today. It's a business mohawk is what it is. It's business savvy. It's business professional. I want to welcome all of you guys watching out there today. Who do we got out there? We have got Gadget Gecko is watching us live. Consistent Ash is out there. We've got Activate LA Air 5. We've got Sam. Where'd he go? Sammy Super. I'm using Restream to connect all the comments and stuff. We got Doc Rock in the house. He's saying, just popping in to say hello. We got You Do It logging in. We got my girl, Teresa Ann Thomas with the Air 5. That is a birthday, by the way. That is a birthday Air 5 to you, my friend. Ash Borland saying, loving the Mohawk. We've got Christer Boven logging in from Belgium. Great to see you. Air 5 to you, my friend, as well. Oh, and my new friend, it's a newer friend for sure, let me close this window here, is Mr. Cast Iron. What's up? Great to see you. Gadget Gecko with the Air 5 logging in. Football Factor just got here. Hey, let me ask you all something as you're logging in, and we're going to get the show started in just a minute, but this is my chance to kind of hang out with you guys. It's good to see you. What are you working on right now? Can I ask that question? Am I getting too personal? What are you working on right now? I will tell you guys what I'm working on right now. And while you're doing that, tell me in the comment section down below. I am working on a brand new podcast to document our journey through cancer. And what we're doing is we've started this podcast concept. Right now it's on paper, but the concept is this. For those of you guys that know, I was dealt a serious blow almost a year ago when I was given a really horrible cancer diagnosis. And that's when I discovered metabolic cancer therapy, which has not only reduced my tumors by almost 50% since we began. That's a really hard thing to measure, tumor decreasing, but it's made me a healthier person. And so what we're working on is we're working on telling that story so that other cancer patients can find us. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a podcast called Beat Cancer with Me. And we got the domain beatcancerwithme.com. And then we're going to interview some of the doctors and some of the dietitians and some of the people that we're working with to create on Restream this live broadcast that'll go on YouTube. And then we're going to turn it into a podcast for later on. So that's kind of like the big project on our mind. We've got a few minutes before we start. I would love to see what you guys are working on. Consistent Ash is saying, YouTube wise, I am preparing. I like this camera better for comments. YouTube wise, I'm preparing my next live stream for Wednesday night. Awesome. What is the live stream about? What are we talking about here? I would love to know. Ash Borland is saying that's great news to see them shrinking. Oh yeah, we're crushing it. And I'm so grateful. And even though that's a little unrelated to our topic today, I just want you guys to know the power that your content has. We found podcasts. We found books. We found content on the web that led us to these life-changing solutions. And whether you're a lawyer, a doctor, or even a bathroom remodeler, having great content is going to win the day, okay? And I know that so many of you are working on great content. Like Christer Boven is saying, I'm preparing for school and learning how to negotiate. Wow, that is a big one, especially for some of us that are kind of like tacticians or technicians. It's like when you actually got to start sort of like selling and doing business, it can get a little bit hard. But what I love about the live stream community is the grit and the determination that I see in each one of you. And so many of you are doing fantastic work that might be going unrecognized. And that's why we started a segment that we like to call the Streamer of the Week. And this week's Streamer of the Week is Jeff Rubenstein. Known as Jeff Ruby, the modern agent. Jeff Rubenstein is a top-performing real estate agent with eXp Realtor, and he's the founder of the Modern Agent Academy, where he teaches real estate agents and other professionals how to use YouTube to generate more clients and to make more sales. I know Jeff personally. He is a machine, and he really does represent this new generation of business person that's not afraid to show the tats, that's not afraid to wear a hat backwards and say, this is how you become a high performer. So congratulations to you, Jeff Ruby, as our Streamer of the Week. Visit themodernagent.com. Oops, that's me. Hey, if you want to be recognized for your work in live streaming, then just share this video right now. That is how we're going to recognize you. Share this video if you're watching us on YouTube. Share this video if you're watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. And our producer, Mr. Carlos Zepeda, will find one lucky share-a-fire, and you will be next week's Streamer of the Week. Okay. How many of you are ready to start the show? Say yeah in the comments section now if you're ready to begin. We're going to get started today, but I want to have some comments populated. Okay, looks like we are ready to go. Type 1 Talks is here. Says, hey, Owen, thank you for all that you do. Super pumped that you're here. Pam just got here. Super pumped that you guys are here. Let's get ready and start the show. Okay, we're good. We got some good comments. And here we go. Today, we're talking about live streaming for lawyers and legal professionals. And today's show is really designed to help you on the tactical side of actually executing a fantastic looking live stream like this one right here. I'm doing this practically all by myself, and you can too. We're going to talk about what it looks like to have a live stream show for your legal professional business, right? Like that's a big key because you're not like this YouTube superstar, not yet at least, right? Right now you're in business and you want to pursue that business. So you want to maintain a brand, you want to make sure that you're being serious while at the same time building an audience that actually loves you. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about what it means to start a live stream show, but also how to promote that show so that, people will find you. Now, today is going to be very high level. I'm going to give you sort of a 3-step blueprint, okay? But it's probably going to be more than you're able to memorize or really take home with you. So we've created a checklist for you that you can take home, and we'll kind of sum up everything we're going to go through in this episode today. So we even include in that checklist our gear list here with all the types of gear that we think you're going to need to be effective with your live stream show. So if you want to get that checklist, then all you have to do is go to owenvideo.com/checklist. Okay. And that'll sort of get you reviewed with everything that we're going to cover in the show today. Now, I also want to let you know it's a very special episode because we've done a handful of these shows for legal professionals and for doctors and for some of the industries that we work very carefully with. But today's show actually includes a bunch of content that we have not really shared before. Some of it, if you know my content, some of it you'll have recognized. But we've got stuff that we have never shared before today. And so I hope that keeps you engaged. I'd love to know from you your questions, maybe some of your strategy questions in the comment area below. I will be sure to respond to those as we dig in here today. So let's kind of start with tip number 1, which is kind of obvious, but you need to start a live stream show. You need to start a live stream show. Okay. And this is maybe a little bit different than what you've heard before in the past. Okay. Because I know that you've probably heard from the different, and I've got friends, Jerry Oginski does a lot of YouTube work with legal professionals. Mitch Jackson is the live streaming lawyer. So you guys may be familiar with those gentlemen, friends of mine. But the difference between going live and a live stream show is consistency. Anybody can go live once or twice whenever you feel like it. But a real professional, a content creator, a brand shows up week after week after week, just like this show here. This is a weekly show. And on this show, I hope we have a lot of fun. But we also achieve some business objectives. We promote the brand. We hope to drive traffic, and we do all these measurable types of things. And so when we talk about you need to start a live stream show, what we're talking about is picking a day per week. And if you can't do per week, I think that Twice a month is fine too. Like second and fourth Friday, you go live for an hour or 2 hours, whatever you can afford to do. But the absolute best strategy that has worked for us and our clients is you go live once per week for 1 hour. And that's the commitment you make. Now, Doc Rock is saying he's not wrong. My life changed when my show became consistent. I freaking love that you chimed in there, Doc Rock, because you are a true professional. Consistent Ash is saying, I agree. I stream weekly on top of my weekly videos, and my viewers love it. You know, I'm glad you brought up that point, because for the legal professionals and lawyers that are watching this today, I want you guys to recognize that we have more people watching than just lawyers. We've got art collectors watching. We really have teachers watching. Sunfrog is asking a great question, and I'm going to get to that question. We've got Blended for You, Bob. I see you, and I see the work you do, and we definitely need to talk more. We have a lot of these strategies are going to apply. You need to be in a place where you are the Monday morning lawyer guy, right? You are the 9 o'clock legal review with Sally. You get it? And if you're a DUI lawyer, hallelujah, maybe you should be the Friday night lawyer. You know, hey, I'm the Friday night lawyer. Before you go out tonight, I want to remind you, you know, or maybe it's like the Saturday morning lawyer. Hey, I'm a Saturday morning lawyer, and if someone you know was nailed in a DUI last night, today's show is perfect for you and them, because we're going to talk about how to blah, 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 blah after a DUI. Okay. Now, by the way, I recognize and see that there are many DUI lawyers out there today. Like, I don't want to be in a place where, because I'm helping like give ideas for the show, that I'm anyway promoting drunk driving. And I know none of you would ever think that. But I want to just make that clear that I'm not promoting drunk driving. I'm promoting the attorney who's going to help them hopefully straighten out their life and never do it again. Now, what if you are in an injury type of space, like a Larry H. Parker? For those of you guys know who Larry H. Parker is? Do you remember Ron Say back in the day, like 1-800 the law 2? You know, I don't know. Maybe that's just like an LA thing where I grew up. But you want to be in a place where you're like, you know, maybe every Wednesday at 9 a.m., you are the injury lawyer. It goes live and you talk about the difference between a trip and fall and a slip and fall. You know, you talk about, like, my dad recently injured in a surgical case and is starting this process, okay? Has no idea where to go. He's sort of just like calling everybody. But what if you had sort of like this group, or this group of videos, this collection of live streams that could be promoted and sent to people looking for, like, you know, what to do if your hospital injures you? That's a whole episode. Okay. And that's one episode, episode 1, week 1 of the month. You know, how to know if you have a case against the hospital. That's one episode. Episode 2, the next week, is like 7 steps when you know, evaluating a lawsuit against the hospital. Okay. These are some of the topics that you can be covering. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to go live on a weekly basis, or even on a twice a week basis, you need to have a recording situation set up in your office or home office, wherever you're more comfortable, that's ready to go all the time, right? So my camera, I have 2 cameras here. They're ready to go all the time. They almost never move. And when I stream on Mondays, I sit down and I press 2 buttons and I'm ready to film. Okay. So that's what I want you to work on right now. I'm going to show you what it looks like to have sort of an office setup here. And I actually wonder if I can change the frame a little bit no, I can't, because I'm using a software. Okay. So this is what it might look like to change your office, your one-man office, into a recording studio. Now, what's not pictured here is like the desk and the chairs. But I want you to notice that we're in a rectangular office, okay? It's a rectangular office, and we've got windows all along that wall. And that means that we have a lot of natural lighting coming into the room. Over here, we have the door, and there's actually a little bit bigger of a door. There's actually like a window there, as well. And then 6 is the wall. But But if you notice that each of these numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of those numbers associate back to this checklist. And you can get this checklist at owenvideo.com/checklist. You can see that they all correlate to a different piece of gear. And this is a really simple setup. Let me kind of walk through it with you. You already have your laptop computer. Okay, you already have that. So then you get a soundboard, a microphone, and headphones. Okay, a soundboard, a microphone, and headphones. 5, 4, and 7. 6 is a creative backdrop that you can buy on Amazon. And this is if you don't have a bookshelf or something. Like if you have a bookshelf, like look at my office. My office is first of all, I'm a live streaming expert. Doc Rock is bringing up some great points here. But notice how I've got one wall is a green screen. And then this is a backdrop that I bought on not Amazon, but at like a similar site. On this wall, I have an Amazon backdrop that looks like an office, looks a little bit more professional. So if you have just a boring background, it's like a boring beige or brown wall, go get a backdrop from Amazon and make it look really sophisticated. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. A ring light, a camera, and a tripod. Okay, so this is a very simple, like $500 do-it-yourself scenario. Now, what about those of you that you're like, Owen, I get it, but like our law firm is doing extremely well. Like I got a staff, I got a team, I could even hire somebody. What do you got for me? Then that's this setup right here. Okay, this is a 2-room setup. You don't need 2 rooms to make this happen, but this is a client of ours who did have 2 rooms, and we wanted to have his camera operators, his team members in the second room while he was in the main room. And so that's the outline you're looking at now. Now look at, we had 3 and 4. We have 2 cameras in this setup, and we have a backup monitor. We have a different kind of mic here. Number 6 is a boom mic, and that works better when you have 2 cameras. But we also have an earpiece, and we have a lavalier microphone, all being connected and going into the second room, which connects to the Alesis, which connects to the lavalier, the 2 screens, and then the keyboard here. Okay, so whether you have a low budget or a big budget, and you should kind of like know that, then that's going to sort of pick what setup you're going to go with. Now, could you just get started with your mobile device? Of course you could. Of course you could. And there's, it's easy. I want to assume there's a certain amount of budget going into this. Okay. Because after all, this is going to generate new clients and new revenue for you. And so you should be looking at it as a return. So now you're in this place where, you need to go live every Wednesday or once a week, every Friday, whatever the day is for you. It doesn't matter. Owen, what's the best time to go live? Like whenever you can go live is the best time to go live. Right? That's it. Now, I'll just put it that way. Obviously, if your audience isn't active on Sunday mornings, don't go live on Sunday mornings. That would be ridiculous. Okay? But go live is like morning, nighttime, Monday through Friday at a time that's convenient for you. Okay? You got your camera, you got your mic. Now, what do you say? Okay? This is going to be one of the hardest, I think, one of the biggest challenges. And by the way, I see your questions. Keep asking questions as they come. We're going to get to them as we kind of continue. Now that you're ready, you got a camera, you got a mic set up, you're using Restream to record all of this. So all you have to do is log into Restream, press record, and you're recording. Okay, you're going live. What the heck do you say on camera? Well, that brings us to our format here. Okay, we use a format for going live, and we follow the same format for every single live stream that we do. Now, this is just like a sneak peek at our format. Those of you guys that have been following me, you know that we use the great video formula, right? Grab attention, relate to the viewer, explain the solution, provide actual proof, and tell them what to do next. We're actually following a very similar model in this episode. But when you live stream, you want to fill up 30 minutes to 60 minutes. So how do you do that? Well, you do that with this right here. Now, first of all, we've got like title, thumbnail, and description. Okay. So all of those things are sort of like, we'll talk about those later. That's all for like Facebook and YouTube. Let's look at hook, intro, and sponsor. Okay. Because we don't have time. I don't have time to teach you my whole script today. But if you do download the checklist at owenvideo.com checklist, in our email list, you'll get links to this script writer and other tools that we use. I'm going to actually show you another tool today. Okay. So hook, intro, and sponsor. Okay. The hook to this show was, today we're going to talk about live streaming for lawyers, and I'm going to show you how to use live streaming to get new clients and to grow your brand awareness. Okay, that's the hook. That is the hook is the first thing that you say on live stream. So as soon as you press record, you wait like 3 seconds and you say that thing every episode. Today, I'm going to show you how to get your friend or loved one out of jail if they've been arrested for a DUI. I'm going to show you 3 big steps. Number 1 is, who do you call? Who do you call next? And then what do you do? And we're going to cover it right now. Okay? That's the hook. Are you guys with me? Say yes. I want to see that you're with me. Okay? Let's just kind of go back to the live audience. Loman Creative Services is asking questions. I love your questions. Aaron Avila, it's been a long time, my friend. Great to see you. Glad you're here. Carlos Zepeda, Doc Rock, Let's Talk Stroke and Moose. We're having a great conversation. We're going to get to all your questions in just a second. Okay, so you guys get me, right? So you say it the same way every time. So let's say that you're now doing episode 2. Episode 2 hook is going to be like, hey, did you get arrested for a DUI and you want to know how to fight it? Today, I'm going to show you 7 ways to fight your DUI and maybe even get off or pay less fees. Okay, that's your hook. Your hook sort of says what you're going to do and the value for the viewer. All right, the next thing that you want to cover is your introduction. And your introduction is where you talk about who you are. Now, in this show, I have sort of a branded thing that I do. I say, welcome to the show. It's the business of live video marketing. My name is Owen, and you can give me 5. That's right. Type 5 into the comment section. Now it's how we say hello on this show. If you're new, type new in the comment section now so we can reach out and say hi to you. We're going to get started right now, and you can skip ahead to the 10-minute mark. You guys heard all that, right? That's my introduction, okay? And it sort of ends. Let me check my notes here. The introduction sort of ends with, let's give away some stuff, okay? So I do my introduction, and then I end with, let's give away some free gear, okay? What you see, that slide right there. And so I've sort of have these slides that go with my timing. You don't need that. I'm a very advanced streamer, okay? And I want to just like make that distinction. I hope that's not rude, okay? So you write your hook, then you've got to write out an introduction. You know, hey, welcome back to the Hospital Injury Show, where we help regular folks like you defend against the blood-sucking hospitals. By the way, that's just a joke. I love our medical helpers. You know what I mean? But you get it. As a lawyer, you're trying to build tribe and like create sides. You know what I mean? And like you want to let them know you're advocating for them. So look at the script in front of you. It says, welcome back to the name of show where we help you do a value. We're live every Monday at noon Pacific time on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And you can get my free lawyer guide when you go to thebrilliantlawyers.com. My name is Sally Jones, and I'm here with the Sally Jones Law Firm, okay? So your introduction is sort of all of those things. You're going to do it the same way every single time, okay? And then that brings you into your sponsor, okay? Now, this is where you start making money for your law firm, okay? Because your law firm is going to sponsor every single show. Now, look, let me just give a call out here to everybody watching today. Loman Creative Services, Let's Talk Stroke, Consistent Ash. No matter who you are, your show should be sponsored. And it should either be sponsored by, your own company or your own products. And that can include affiliate products. For some of you, most of you are selling a legal service. That this episode was designed for the legal expert. But for those of you that are in the audience today watching us live, You could be doing this with Amazon, sir. Today's show is brought to you by the Canon M6, which you could buy on Amazon. Today's show is brought to you by the Rode Pod mic, Razmeen, great to see you. Thanks for logging in. Flop. Glad you're here. Okay. So you've got your hook, your intro, your sponsor. Hey, today's episode is sponsored by, sponsored by the law firm of Sally Jones and May. And if you have a legal DUI case, you want to speak to a lawyer right away, like you can go to our law firm at abc.com. That's abc.com and get started. Okay. And then after that, you can begin your show. Okay. So we've talked about then how to set up your show in your office so that you can sit down anytime and film video. Then we talked about what do you say so that you can just take a topic and kind of like, boom, nail it. Now I want to show you a great way to use Restream to keep this all like, so you don't have to memorize anything. Okay. And that is by using the Captions feature. Okay. So inside of Restream, you've got this feature called the Captions feature. And under Captions, what you can do is you can actually add primary text and secondary text that when you add it, it will appear on the bottom side of your screen. So it says, get my live streaming checklist, .com. And we add that as a caption, right? See, there it goes. So there, Carlos is sort of putting it on the screen right now, live for you to look at. Let's look at that. Boom. It's right there. So why am I showing you this? Because if it's helpful for you, you've already sort of like, what you're going to talk about. You kind of have the bullet points down, but I don't want you to have like a Word document on your screen and then you're trying to go live. I want you to only have one window open when you go live so that there's very little that you have to do. And that's when you use the Captions feature. So what you would do is you would come in here and you wouldn't add your script, but you would just add notes. First talk about this and then talk about this, then say this, like my introduction is next. You don't have to show these on screen. Okay. You don't, but you could use it as a guidepost. So now you can go through your notes and have a good show. Okay. So that gets us through tip number 1. Tip number 2 is now that you've recorded this weekly show, right? You've got maybe 4 episodes. It's been a month now. You've got like 4 episodes in. Now I want to bring you to tip number 2 is how to repurpose that show into a live podcast. But before we move on to that section, I want to take a time out and answer some of the questions that have been coming in. And the first question has come from, it was from Sunfrog, I think. Let me go find that question really fast here. If you could find it. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Sunfrog says, do I need to be live to have a live stream? Wow. What a great question. And, I think that the heart of that, some people might go, wow, it's ridiculous. Why would you want to go live without going live? But this is very, very common. And here's why. You want to practice first, right? Or maybe you want to go live and have that live feel, but then you want to edit some of the rambly parts out. And that gives you the potential to do a really, really great show. Now, this question comes from somebody who wants to produce better. And so if you're a lawyer or legal attorney, something like this, you want to go live quickly, this advice may not appeal to you. But for those of you that really want to have a great show, you don't need to go live to live stream. In fact, using Restream, you can just record privately and then you can broadcast the live later. Bomb. That is a bomb feature. So again, you can have your guest on. You guys can sort of rehearse. You go live privately, and then you could time it to go so it will be published on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn as if it's live. That's one option. Another option is you can download it, then re-upload it, like download it, edit it, re-upload it, and send that out as live. So no, you don't have to go live to have a live stream, and it's a fantastic question. Thank you for asking, Mr. Sunfrog. Next question is coming from Lohman Creative Services, who is asking, how do we have the comments appear up on the right-hand side? Great question. Let me go to my screen share for that. Take a look at the slide that's in front of you right now, you see at the top where it says captions. Well, right to the left of it, it says chat. Okay. And in that chat area, we have this box that will appear. And what happens is when the box appears, it automatically reframes the camera, which I know, look, it's cool, automatically reframes the camera so that you can see the chat of the people watching the show. Okay. So Loman is asking, how do we make it appear? How do we enlarge it? You can enlarge it. The size is. And as of right now, it only appears on the right-hand side. You can make it appear or disappear by clicking the chat button on or off. Great question. And that brings us to tip number 2, how to repurpose your show into a podcast. Now, if you're overwhelmed, okay, I want you to know you're not alone. None of this is made. None of this is made for you to like get up out of your seat and just go do this. Okay. However, I do want you to know that there's a future. Like step 1 is starting the live stream show, and that might take you a month. I never want you to start a live stream show and a podcast together in the same month, right? You're going to have workflows that you need to get under wrap. You need to perhaps hire or redirect some people at your firm, like maybe your front desk girl, maybe your social media manager needs to take on some of these roles. Okay. So this is not a first step, but step 1 is you start that show. Okay. This is good. Now you're getting in the habit of going live. You got content that can be repurposed. It can be repurposed a lot of different ways, but the number one way you want to repurpose is into a podcast, because podcasting is huge. So what I want to do is I want to show you an example of somebody that we are doing this for right now, but there is a caveat to that. Okay. This example I'm going to show you is actually a non-lawyer example. Okay. But it's a perfect example of how this system works. So let's go into it right now. In order to repurpose your live show into a podcast, you need to first have that live show, right? So this is an example of Dr. Jake, and we go live for him. We've got a live video show that we repurpose into a podcast, and we go live privately with him. We do not broadcast the live stream. It was just like that question we just asked. So we don't go live, but we do record it using Restream, and then we edit it, and then we upload videos to YouTube. That's the first step. And those videos are doing tremendously well. Cassie Dang, logging in. I hope I'm not. Cassie Dang and I go way back, and she's like way into the industry. Cassie Dang is the only person I know. I made a post about Steve Urkel, and she actually like introduced me to Steve Urkel through that. So Cassie Dang, it's good to see you, my friend. I hope you are well. Uploading videos on YouTube works, right? So here's a video we posted 2 months ago. It's 24 minutes. This is him talking about this medical supplement, and it's got 1,000 views on it. For a brand new channel, that's excellent. I mean, imagine your law firm getting 1,000 views per video. That's a pretty outrageous place. He has 4,000 views a month. And then take a look at his new videos coming out, right? His new videos are coming in at number 2. He's getting this watch time that's 6 minutes and 45 seconds. You might think, okay, well, 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Why does that matter? Because look at that growth. 100, that 6 minutes and 45 seconds equates to 157 hours of watch time. Compare that to, an Instagram post. An Instagram post is nonsense. Like I like Instagram just fine. Don't get me wrong. It's like one of many methods, but it's like you do this great post on Instagram and someone's like double tap. They double tapped it, right? That took 0.2 seconds. But when it's a 24-minute video, they're watching hours of it. And the right video can generate a ton of subscribers. Okay. So we have this 24-minute podcast that goes out on YouTube, and then we upload it to Anchor. Okay. Now how do we do that? Because can you upload a video to Anchor? No, you strip out the audio. It's very, very simple. Okay. And again, you as the lawyer, you may not do this. You could have any overseas outsourcer do this for you. Okay. We have a whole process. We can show you that process. You might have your front desk girl do it, okay? Or your front desk guy, for that matter. Or maybe you have 2 people on your front desk, and they're fantastic. Okay, your social media manager. You probably already have people in your firm that could come into some of these roles. Okay, you're not supposed to do everything, but this is the process. You upload it to Anchor, and Anchor is free. And this, like, I know that you guys can afford it, but it's just one less thing to worry about. Let me tell you why we use Anchor, because it's free, number one. And then Anchor gives us our own listening page where we can send people to you. Anchor.com/your law firm, whatever the case might be. But look at where it says where to listen. Anchor also distributes the podcast to like tons of different podcasting platforms, including Spotify. So it gets uploaded to Spotify without us doing anything. It also uploads it to Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. In fact, it sends it to every major podcasting platform that we select. Now, we only work with the big ones because it narrows down our time. But let me show you a marketing tool that you could implement now so that you're sure that your existing clients today can refer you and that you can re-engage people that walk into your office that maybe don't become clients today. We made a business card for Dr. Jake. And what I'd love for you to do is, if you want to see how this works, get your phone out right now. Okay, get your mobile phone out. Okay, because we made a business card for Dr. Jake. It's a business card. You're going to see it really big on screen, but there's a QR code. And when you scan the QR code, it will open up the podcast. So let me show you what that looks like right now. So if you've got your phone out, go ahead and just, kind of either, if you got an iPhone, just open up the camera and scan the QR code. If you have a Google phone, you might have to open up a QR code reader. I'm not exactly sure. But we put these business cards on his front desk, and we put them in the offices where he meets with patients. And so the idea is not that somebody would take one, but they can, but that they would just scan it. And what happens is when they scan it, they go to a page that looks like this. And then on that page, this is all done with a website called Shorby. It's totally free. And you can set up you actually set up multiple pages like this. So when they scan it with their phone, they go to this page like subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. So now what you've got here is you've got this show that you quickly are producing. You're exporting it on live. I mean, maybe it's live, maybe it's pre-recorded, either way. And then you've got it on multiple platforms. So now your people can engage with you on any platform that they choose. Okay. Now, all of this, I want you to hear me on this. All of this takes about 2 hours of the doctor's time every other week. Let me say that again. This takes about 2 hours of the doctor's time every other week. He is very, very busy. Why? Because we started a podcast for him. So as the legal professional, you might be able to find a way to do this every other week, but do so much content that you could pump out, one video per week. Does that make sense? Okay. All of that has to do with workflow. And we can show you how to do that at thevideomarketingschool.com. If you love the content that you're hearing today and you're thinking, oh, this sounds great, but I really need someone to walk me through the step-by-step, then go to thevideomarketingschool.com and apply to work in our program. We have group and private trainings that are available. You could plug into one of our workshops, or we can work one-on-one to build out your unique live streaming plan. Remember, the Video Marketing School is not just a course. It's not like some start today, end today. It is like the Netflix of video marketing. Our library of training features on-demand tutorials on how to be charismatic, what type of audio gear, how to make sales videos. So you can go to thevideomarketingschool.com if you want to learn more about that. Let's continue our training and sort of land the plane here, because what we've gone through today is how to turn your office into a place where you could be live streaming all the time. And then we talked about that you can repurpose your video into a podcast, even into smaller, well, I'm going too far. You can repurpose that into a podcast. And again, all of this is replacing your current, probably ineffective Facebook ads, probably ineffective social media posting, right? Will you guys agree with me that like posting on social media generates almost no results, right? That you're spending all this time, maybe you're hiring a social media person and you're just not getting a ton of results from like a business perspective, but you keep doing it because you don't want to not do it. Everything that I'm showing you today should replace all of that, and you'll get results right off the bat. Okay. So you've got this great show. Now I'm going to show you how to cut your bigger podcast, your restream, your live stream show into square videos for social media. In order to talk about this part, it's my favorite part, okay? Because this is something that's totally outsourceable. You give this to someone on Fiverr, someone overseas, you give them a live stream, they watch it, they pick 3 moments, and then they do this process for you. Then they give those videos to your social media manager, who can now get them on the web, get them on Instagram, get them on LinkedIn, run them as Facebook ads, okay? And why is that important? Because now it's not like, oh, you've got this organic Facebook thing you're doing over here, and oh, by the way, you have this live stream show you're trying out. No, you have a live stream show centric marketing system that starts with the live stream and then filters its way into YouTube, filters its way into podcasts, filters its way into social media posting. And your total message is brand centric. It's all similar. Every time people see you there, you're in this live stream show, and all it takes you is an hour, maybe 2 hours a week. Okay. So how do you cut your videos into squares for social media? Well, this is what that process looks like. Okay. So this is actually a shot of me on the news, which was shot live. And that's kind of cool. But take a look at the left-hand side here, where we have a widescreen video. Okay, so notice the video around me right now. It's a rectangle widescreen, and it even includes the comments over here and the purple background, and you guys see the black R up here and the live button. So it's a wide screen. It's a rectangle frame. Okay. And that's your live stream. What you're going to do is you're going to find, three snippets from the live stream, 3 clips from the live stream. And maybe they're a minute long, maybe they're 3 minutes long. It doesn't really matter, but they shouldn't be too long. I think 5 minutes is really long, but maybe 1 to 3 minutes. And then you put them on a square frame like the image in the middle. So this particular video was about this was the brand new beginning of COVID. And so what we did here is we added a small area to the top and a small area to the bottom. And at the top, we put this really impactful, I thought it was more funny, but, we put a headline there. Okay. We call that our headline. And that's designed to get the viewer to go, what's this about? So maybe yours says arrested, or maybe yours says got a DUI, right? Mine says coronaviral, okay? And then in the small area below the video, we have the captions, okay? So this is what we call square video. And we just took our widescreen video and we put it onto a square canvas or a square frame. Now, do you have to do this? No, of course not. This is something you're going to hire an editor for. You're going to hire someone for $5 an hour to do this for you. And they're going to get 3, 4, 6 of these done in a week. This is a really great marketing plan for you. Okay. But let's talk stroke. Yes. I love it. Okay. So you've got your square video here. Now, where does that square video go? That's going to go on Instagram. It's going to go on LinkedIn. It's going to go on maybe a Facebook ad. Okay. But then you've got this vertical video. Now, with the vertical video, this is designed specifically for IGTV. You could do it on Reels, but to be on Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok, you have to have a video that's under a minute, and sometimes you need more than a minute. So when I made this training, Reels had not come out. TikTok hadn't even come out yet. So the process is the same. Where you use them, that's part of your strategy. Like, I don't recommend, I want you guys to hear me on this. I don't recommend starting a live stream show and then trying to build a Twitter following. Oh, well, I want to share my live stream show on Twitter. Well, now you're doing two things. You're building a live stream show and you're building a Twitter following. It's twice as much work with honestly half the rewards. I want you to share your video where you're already active. If you're not active there, don't go there. Well, Owen, I'm not very active. We just run Facebook ads. Great. Then this is what we do. You go live, and that's where you come up with the ideas, where you get the base content. Then you find small snippets to use, like I'm showing you right now, and those become boosted posts. You now advertise those so that you're constantly in people's news feeds, okay? Now, what about using IGTV? You don't have to use IGTV, but if you want to, you can use this vertical plat. And notice all you do on the widescreen video is put it onto a square canvas. All you do on the vertical video is move the square video onto the vertical canvas, okay? And this process just continues. There's a couple different ways that you could sort of do the captions. You could use the lower area to place the captions to the video, or you could put the captions on the video and then put like a secondary, headline. Which one do you like better? Do you like the first one or the second one more? Tell me. Do you like the captions in lower or captions on video more? I think I like captions on video more, although it might be a little text heavy. But I just like it. It just appeals to me. I'd like to know what you guys think. Now, here are some other examples of high impact influencers doing the exact same thing. Okay, it might be different industries, but they're doing the exact same thing. What's up, Greg? Good to see you. Krister Bovin is asking a great question. Oh my gosh, believe it. Great question. Let's put that up on screen right now. Krister Bovin is saying, it's a great idea to make a square video like this. Perhaps I can do it in Canva. Yeah, absolutely. You don't need fancy stuff for this. Like, this is really simple. Use Canva, use Photoshop, go to Fiverr and have someone design this stuff for you, and then really just plop your video in it. Now, I hate using that kind of verbiage, like plop your video in, because to me, video is art. It's life. It's part of what fuels my passion and your business. And so I never like to use plop, schlep, or whatever, but it is easy. I think what really stops a lot of people from moving forward is the thought that it's hard. You think it's hard, but there's a whole bunch of people making great square backgrounds, okay, and then uploading these videos onto the web. Don Akers, it is great to have you here. Super pumped that you're able to make it here today. It was great to have you in the webinar. Now, here's some other examples of frames that we've made for our square videos. And these are, again, examples for you to just kind of, so maybe you want to screenshot that or just make a mental note of that. Maybe get your phone out and take a picture of it. Give these to a fiber guy. Give these to a graphic designer. Make your own, okay? Because this is kind of like what we do. Like, we go live, and when people ask questions, that's a great place. So here's what you could do. You could go live and just answer questions. Invite your whole email list to come and ask their DUI questions, to ask their hospital injury questions, to ask whatever questions they might have. And then what you do is you take those questions and you turn them into snippets. Now, I think it's very important to add the headline. So you could see, like, with no headline, it's just this plain black sort of box. With a headline, you get this, it's really more impactful, and the captions are down there. Captions are down there as well. Here's a different idea of what that headline might look like to just, sort of grab attention. And now what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a position where you've sort of made all these live stream videos, and you're just systematically, you're not even doing it. You're having your person just systematically go through all of this to create this top-down content where you're going live and you're selling and you're engaging people. You're answering questions. They're live whenever you go live. Then you take like a 5-minute snippet out, and it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and you put that onto YouTube. You take the audio out of that and you put it onto a podcast, okay? Then you take the 1 minute, 3 minute snippets from the podcast and then you turn them in to snippets. And what you have is this process where you're donating 2 hours a week to your business, to marketing. And then you have an overseas editor, someone that you can hire and train very simply to repurpose all of it while you sleep. And we have an entire workshop dedicated to showing you how this system works. And if you want to attend that workshop, darn it, Carlos, we have the wrong link in here. You know, if you want to attend that workshop, I'll tell you what, just type training in the comment section right now. We'll put a link in the description box as well. But type the word training in the description box if you want to be invited to our workshop event. We will show you how to build this out for your law firm so that you can comfortably market your law firm business with all the answers right in front of you. Okay, that's really good. That sort of takes us down to the question and answer period where we get to talk with you. It's my favorite part of the show. Super glad that you guys were able to stick with me today. Mr. Cast Iron, Don Akers, is in the show. Mr. Cast Iron is saying, so if we say our show is sponsored by an affiliate link product, do we have to tick the sponsored video box uploading it to YouTube? Great question. No, you do not. In fact, there's a lot of cases where you can have a customer pay for a video and you don't have to put sponsored video in the box. Now, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's really a good idea to click sponsored video. It's a flex, right? It shows that, hey, I'm sponsored and I do stuff. But you don't have to, like, okay, here's an example. If a brand bought you the outfit that you wore, okay, or the microphone, they didn't pay for that video to be produced, but they're still sort of a sponsor. You don't have to click the sponsored video ad for that, okay? I've got a camera back there that you can see that a brand gave to me. I am going to make a video about that camera, but the brand didn't pay for the video, okay? The brand paid for the camera and gave it to me. And it's up to me if I want to do a video about them or not, okay? But they didn't pay for the video. You get it? So now, that being said, I always reveal that I get affiliate fees. I always reveal that I got it for free. I always reveal stuff like that. And I also think people assume it, but it's a good idea to just be upfront. Now, this company gave this video camera to me and I decided to try it out and see what I think. But here's the thing is I will never promote a product I don't love, Now, here's the thing. I also won't ever publish a video on a product I don't love. So if I don't like it, I'm sending it back. I'm going to say, thanks, but my reputation is not worth the cost of that camera. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. It's really only when the company says, I'm going to pay you to make this video, that you need to put that on your video. Okay. Krister Bovin is saying, isn't it better to say when it's a premiere and you're not in real life? Okay, great question about premieres. So what's a premiere? A premiere is a recorded video. So you recorded it, you edited it on Monday, and now a week from Tuesday, you're going to broadcast it, but you want it to appear live. You can set it up as a premiere. And a premiere is a feature that's native to both YouTube and Facebook. Okay, so you upload the video to YouTube, you set it up as a premiere and schedule it. You can set up the same video on Facebook, set it up as a premiere to go at the same time, same places as YouTube. And then you have two separate premiere videos being broadcast at the same time. Or you can upload the video to Restream, program it in Restream to go out on all the networks at the same time. And it's not a premiere. It's actually a live video. Does that make sense? Now, it's like a premiere in that it's a pre-recorded video set up to go live, but the way that you did it is wrong. Or no, that's not, the way that you did it was right for your given purposes, okay? Because the algorithms on Facebook and YouTube will view it as a live video. They won't view it as a premiere because you're using Restream. And that's the way that I would recommend doing it. Now, here's the thing. When you do a premiere on YouTube, it could really hurt your video. Let me go into that. When you do a premiere on YouTube, it could really hurt your video because if nobody shows up live, then it sort of tells the YouTube algorithm nobody wanted to watch this video. And so they decrease its reach, and it won't get as much reach afterwards. So when you're live, so with premieres, you have to like invite people to it. You got to make sure people are there. You got to have comments going. To me, it's a lot of extra work. And I feel like it's just more effective to just go live and then to repurpose into those other platforms. Carlos, we're out of time. Do we have any more questions? Okay, fantastic. Hey, we went a little long today, but I hope that you enjoyed our presentation today on live streaming for lawyers and legal professionals. Remember, we are live on this channel every single Monday at noon PST. I'm Owen Video, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye, guys.